Okay, so this is the top 8 of the Summer Champs. It is round 1. It's the race format. If you're not familiar what the race format is or looks like, you can do exclamation tourney. But I'll go over it very briefly. Basically, we will play several games with the same typical point structure, 10 for first, 8 for second, going down. And until you reach 25 points, you are not live to win the whole tournament. And once you are at 25 points or higher, then if you get first, it's over and you win. So it could be over in, a handful of games. Could be over after the fourth one if somebody's got 25 points and then spikes the next one. Or it could take many, many games if a lot of people get to 25 before then. So, all right. So if we're looking to try and spike the lobby, it's probably like Mask, I think. I believe that Fallen Angel would be fine if we're just trying to get a little bit of points, but I think I'd rather just try to play to win today. So we're going to start with a Mask. I feel like my results overall have been pretty good. I didn't hold the hero selection. Whoops, my bad. Hopefully somebody else does. Just autopiloted. As long as one person does, it'll be fine. Okay, so pretty tough lobby it looks like. There's a Zell, Waddle, Piper, which I would imagine those are going to be pretty typical a lot today. PM as well, Fates. None of this is very surprising to me. I think we're going to just take Cindy and we're going to roll. I actually will lock for the Genie's Wish here. I actually think that that's pretty nice. We'll probably take the Lonely Prince, but I'm likely just going to slam this first. Since there's a chicken in the shop, if we get the shrink, we will probably try to buy the whole shop then. So let's go ahead and Genie's Wish. Looks like we got a chicken for free. As a 3/3, we'll probably just keep it, and I think just take the Lonely Prince over the Billy Goat, and we'll just hold on to the chicken until we absolutely need it. Given that it's one of our biggest units currently. Ideally, I would like to trigger the Cindy next turn, but we can also wait until 3 because we're going to get to trigger it anyway. Once we dream into a different hero. So things that I would want to dream into, Skip would be pretty good, obviously. Any one of the reasonable tempo hero choices would also be fine, of which there are many. In this spot, we can't be Waddle, and we can't be Piper, so these look a little worse. The trees don't look great either. We could Sugar and Spice. I don't think that's what I want to do. We may take just the double Happy Little Tree here. I'm not terribly excited about it, though. If we roll, we could try to find a Frog, since we got this for free last turn. We could also just take the Wizard's Familiar and, like, the Mouse. Ignore these, and then just be a little bit weaker this turn and get stronger next turn. I think that's what I'm maybe interested in. I don't love it, but it is fine. And then we'll figure out what we're doing after this turn. Okay, Fork on Waddle is not ideal. We do get to win this combat, though, so that's nice. Okay, so the Stag is good. We don't really get to do much with our Lonely Prince here. Let's Dream first. So treasure-wise, I think I can take Sling. Makes us quite a bit stronger here. And let's just go ahead and grab Skip. I think since we grabbed Skip, we have the chicken we'll probably sell next turn. I think our play is going to be the Stag and the Good Witch. And then we'll support the Lonely Prince and just dump the Mouse. And then we're going to Dream next turn, see what our hero is going to be for this game. And this should be pretty good for us. Looking quite strong, if I do say so myself. Now, obviously, we are going to want a princess or a prince at some point to flip this frog, but if we don't, that's also fine. Since we're on 4, we can possibly even buy this. Let's do Dream first. So we can either APOC, which in a couple of turns we'd be able to get a brand new board. We could Gwen, which would give us a free knighthood, which is kind of interesting. Kind of thinking like a free APOC board might not be so bad. We're already plus 2 EXP up. And I do feel like APOC is pretty strong a lot of the time. We could take two things. We could take like the Choop and something. We could take Arthur, which would flip the frog and buff the Cindy a little bit. I kind of don't hate that. Don't really want these. Ideally, I'd like to find EXP or another pair. Yeah, that seems fine. This gives us a pair we can look for treasure map. Ideally, I'd like to find more EXP. I think I would just try and, since we're already plus 2 on the lobby, I would just try and slam as fast as I possibly can to get to 6 so that we can get a new board. Seems pretty good to me. That I don't really need. We could pick up a Sporko. I don't think it's particularly necessary here. Nutcracker is probably fine. The Stag pair is interesting, but I think unnecessary. I think we'll just grab the Nutcracker as an 8-16. It gives us a decent chance of getting a treasure before we get to 6. Against Piper, it's probably the least likely. We do have a lot of people playing towards mice lines, which are typically pretty greedy and not very strong, so I think we have a very good position to win this lobby. Assuming that our tier 6 isn't a total disaster. If we can triple and have 3 treasures by the time that we get to 6, I think that would be ideal. EXP, I think, is going to be the big indicator here. Earthquake is great. Hopefully we just attack into the Water Wraith or something. Oh, that's perfect. Excellent. So we got a treasure. It looks like we are probably going to tie and also get pig gold. So we get a treasure plus 2 gold. Seems pretty good here. We could take Horn, which makes us stronger. We could take Coin, which gives us scaling for now, but isn't particularly good. I don't love Horn. I think I'm going to take Coin in case we end up in Good Boy or Dragon. The hat feels pretty good to me as a way to get cheap EXP. I think we can actually buy this as well. Let's go ahead and roll. We could probably just gingerbread a party here. And then we'll keep an eye out for EXP now that we have the hat. We're pretty strong here, overall. I feel like this is a little better. Could be either way. Okay, that's fine. Okay. It looks like we're going to lose this combat, which is unfortunate. Not by too much, though. We're still at a comfortable 30 here on 5.0. I think at this point we're kind of interested in just rolling for XP here. Let's take this and roll. We're on 4.1. Here's XP. If we win, it would take us straight to 6. I can't really lock this twice. I don't think that's a good idea. It does leave us kind of weak to this, but I think it's too good not to take here. Like, if we lose, then we end up being... if we lose, we end up being on 5-1. We can doom roll for EXP. If we win, we go straight to tier 6, which I think is fine. Doesn't appear that we're going to win this. They look pretty strong with the Feasting Dragon. That was good for us. Maybe we can hit the pig. No, okay. So we'll take 6 here. We can now look for EXP. Unfortunately, it does not look like we are going to find any. Okay, that's fine. We'll ride to the Valkyries and we'll play towards the tier 6 board next turn. Not ideal, but that was a risk that we felt was necessary and worthwhile. We took it. It didn't end up paying off super well. I think it's fine. We're in a somewhat precarious position, but we do still have 24 health. Would have been nice to have not lost those last couple of fights and had a better health pool going into our tier 6 turn. Unfortunately, it looks like the Zell also has ramped EXP here. So they're going to be pretty strong on this spot. Basically everybody's ramped EXP. At least a little bit. Not nearly quite as much as we have, but they have gotten some. That is good for us. So it means that our stag gets to attack. I don't love this. Okay, that's good for us. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to get a new board. Looks like a pretty reasonable pumpkin board. An okay leaning towards trees with the double echo wood. potentially. We have Echo, Echo, Ashford, Ashford. They're very large, but they're not a lot of stats. I think I have to roll. I think we can pick this up. Could Knighthood the Pumpkin and just start killing people with a Murder Pumpkin. Yeah, that doesn't seem terrible. We'll just start pumpkining people while we sort of scale our dragon a little bit. And then we can pick up additional scam things. I think especially given that we had a couple of opponents that were doing some scaling, I think it's a good time to move into the Murder Pumpkin. That was apparently not the ideal hit. Attack right. Okay. I mean, our Murder Pumpkin is going to be pretty good here, since everything just has one. Sorry about that. Forgot to remute. Okay. Kill them with our pumpkin. Let's make it a Murder Pumpkin. I think we can take a Boomhilda. Probably put it in over the Echo Wood. Make our Doom Breath a little bit stronger. Well, depending upon how strong our opponents are, they may just flat out get killed by the pumpkin, so we'll have to see. We don't quite have enough evil things for our full pumpkin summon, but the only other way that we could do it is we could pick up like a monster book this turn, sell like 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, pick up the monster book, but I don't really think that that is absolutely necessary here. We'll just pick up Boomhilda, roll once or twice, and pick up another evil, and I think we'll be in a pretty good spot. Here would have been a little bit of a better hit, but I do still think that that's fine. Alright, we almost Murder Pumpkined. We'll take the Boomhilda, make our Doom Breath a little bit stronger. Go ahead and roll. Take a chicken. Roll. I think I can shard this to another dragon. We can take a Medusa as well if we want. Could run Medusa here. That seems fine. Could even Medusa in slot 1 just to see if we can get it to die. Just to give it the stats. We'll just try to buff it later. It's not that big of a deal. I would probably croc this if we see it. If it is an option. See how big the Fates has gotten. This attacking to the right slot here has been pretty sad, I would say. Okay, I'd like to hit this lady to like get some damage on it, but looks like the Murder Pumpkin strikes again. So some of this, as far as like people's final placement, is dictated a bit by their position relative to where I am and when we fight them. In this spot, because we're fighting, like whoever we fight over here basically is just gonna die. So, like we're in a pretty favorable position with regards to that. Could take the Drink Me Potion next turn. I don't know if I need another apple tree, but I will take it just for the pair and try to find some treasures. Probably run it. We don't need these to have stats, really. Our Medusa is now plenty big because of the big bad wolf, so I can't imagine that we're going to be in a bad spot, given that we have double Doom Breath. That's a bit unfortunate. Our pumpkin dying that early. We did get a sick Medusa hit here, though, so... And we get to Medusa here. This actually protects our units back here. They were very strong with that Embiggening Stone. I'm kind of worried about this Potion Master, because they also haven't taken damage for a long time. Let's roll, let's Pigamorph, roll. Cupid may have been okay. I kind of want to triple this, though. Probably just going to lock for another Pigo here. Given what we have, like, the scam stuff is pretty valuable. Especially if they are something like Good Boy. Our treasures have been pretty disappointing, but good enough. Our mask basically carried us. Mask plus Big Bad. Hopefully, if they're Good Boy, that we... Oh, they are also Pumpkin? Oh no, that's a disaster. We can win this fight, as long as our Medusa lives. But they have Pandora's Box, and they stole something. Probably our Pumpkin, which is not great. Croc would have been good. Siren maybe was good there. Another Medusa. Unfortunately, our Doom Breath isn't quite big enough to kill all the pumpkins in the back like this. And because they're leading on Cupid, like, it's pretty awkward. I think I'm going to try something like this. Damn. This Siren could be very interesting here, potentially. Siren is typically pretty good in the mirror. Ugh, disaster. It's a disaster, but it still worked, but just barely. And this is with a Pigo each time. I mean, we'll just keep Pigoing, I suppose. We have so much gold I can roll looking for something to put in here. $31, $34. This Doom Breath doesn't make any sense anymore. Which means that this doesn't make any sense, which means this can be rearranged. Sad. We do get to statue it, though, which is nice. That's not good. Those pumpkin spawns are terrible. Are we going to die here? 6, 79, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, we're at 12. We really need, like, a treasure. $31, $34. That's a disaster. All right, we'll see. Cupid's actually pretty bad for us, and hitting the pumpkin there. Maybe if we hit the Echo Wood. Yeah, this Medusa's gonna need to carry really hard, which I don't think is possible. Okay, we get another go. We can crock the pumpkin here, which I think gives us some protection. From the Cupid. Really like the dragon with one more roll. Unfortunate. Like, our treasures are just pretty butts. Is there a different way that we can approach this? Wish our dragons were bigger. So we could run the other one. I don't know. I assume that later somebody's going to tell me that I'm doing it position-wise wrong. Oh, that sucks. Oh my god, what a disaster. That is a disaster. At least we have a protected Medusa back here. Okay. Nah, it's not enough. Man, that sucks. I don't know what we could have done there. Our treasures were bad. Certainly after this, let me know what I could have maybe positioned differently. Maybe looking for a Cupid would have been good there. Hmm. For this... Interesting. I don't really like Loki lines much. I think what I'm going to take is Gwen here. I think Catter's a reasonable choice. I think Geppetto's okay, but unexciting. I do think that Loki is a lot better now that he gets better treasure offerings, but I think of these choices, I would prefer to be Gwen. The reasonably sized dragon here is a pretty nice start. There is no Piper, but Nuclear Goo is Mask and could be Piper later. Again, there's also a Zelhua. So basically, we have a good start with 8 points. We are going to need a total of 25 before we absolutely have to spike a lobby, because that'll allow us to win. That being said, I would prefer to spike now, because then if we get a third or better, it will allow us to be live already, and then if we get a really sick game, we can just finish it out. I don't care as much about this. Shard is okay here. I think I'm going to roll. In this spot, I'm considering just the golden chicken. We probably should just roll the dice here again, honestly. Even though we don't really care that much about the tiny with the stats, it's kind of too free to have the +1. And these aren't great anyway, and we can have just a 7-2 for a little bit. I wouldn't even mind finding like a baby root, because it's good with both the tiny and the dragon here. In this spot, I think we're just taking Cindy and probably the roll the dice again. I may even lock for the Mim, because if we slay with the poly next turn, it can give us... We'll probably try to make this 5 and slay, because if we get a 4, we can either kiss it into an upgraded 5, or just knighthood it into a 5. If it slays into a 3, that's also fine, if unexciting. Since there's only 2 things in the shop, I don't think it's a terrible lock. Again, even if unexciting. It's a great attack for us. Allows us to win combat, stay healthy. I can't exactly use the Wormroot, which is sad. I can buy the Mim here. We're unlikely to get spelled. Could roll. I think we'll do that. We'll take a baby root, and we'll protect these two. I don't care as much about the baby root pair. But we could potentially have a nice knighthood target here. Honestly, if this turns into like a feasting dragon for our tier 4s, I would probably knighthood a feasty boy. I would probably knighthood a greedy. Maybe an Arthur. Otherwise, I'd probably wait for a Mix-a-Whizzle. Sick. So we did slay. We didn't actually get our dragon attack, which is sad, because it means we're going to lose this pretty badly because of the stag attack, but that's okay. Ideally, we would have attacked into the stag, because then they only had 1 rail back row unit. So we found a Lady of the Lake. We'll probably just play with the Lady of the Lake for a while instead of slamming it with a knighthood. We could potentially Sir Pig. I think I'd rather roll. Obviously, hitting something like a Mix-a-Whizzle would be very good. We could try the Polywoggle line again, which is maybe a little greedy, but I think I'm okay with it. Could double poly. Interesting. Okay. Well, I am a Greed Lord, so let's just do it. And maybe we're just going to get dumped on by the Wonder Waddle here, but I think it was worth the risk. Taking some damage here, unfortunately. There's another Mim. We're going to need to improve our board here. I think I will take the Mim. I think I'm going to roll. These are just very useless. We're in kind of a bad spot because our board is like pretty terrible. Kind of think I need to take this black cat just so that we have a bit more stats here. Our back row is pretty terrible. We could even Water Wraith if we, you know, supported here. Position something like this even, or this. I think this is fine. I don't think we Knighthood here. I think we try to wait until 4. Again, a Mix-a-Wizzle would be great, but not hitting it is also fine. There's not much that we can do in this spot. Outside of that. I would have liked to have hit the Baby Root there. We do get another Slay. That's a disaster. Oh, Jesus, they're already on... What? Oh, they... What? They apparently wished into another EXP, so they're just like... Okay, I guess. Can't really afford to upgrade the Chupa here. I don't think that helps us that much. No Mix-a-Wizzle. I don't think that Knighthooding or picking up the Nutcracker is really that exciting since we just hit 4 now. I don't necessarily mind picking it up. There's also the Romeo-Juliet combo. If we sell 1, 2, potentially like 3. I think I'm just going to roll. Yeah. I think we need to stabilize a little bit. Still took damage anyway, but we got some scaling on our Lady of the Lake, which is nice. Let's go into Healing Potion and we'll see where we're at. Crown of Atlas, Daggers, Monster Manual. I mean, I guess we can take Monster Manual. Or we can skip. We'll take Monster Manual. I think I'm going to grab a Soul Tack to protect this and make our Chupa attack first. I don't believe that we need Mermaid in this spot yet. But I will go ahead and triple this Lady of the Lake. Okay, if we... What if we did something like this? really change a lot there, which is good. Shrivel was bad. We do get a Slay there. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we take a little bit more damage. We are going to need to try and stabilize here, probably with some spell treasures, ideally. Sorry, not spell treasures, actual spells. I don't know if I need another Feasting Dragon. That was more just a pickup for something to put stats on. I think double Fireball is fine here. Bad Moon, or whatever would have been ideal there. Not Bad Moon. Bounty Board. Okay, so we need another evil here. I think we can reasonably buy either the Medusa or the Gingerbread Knight in this spot. We could potentially Medusa here and then put this here. Since we've got the Dark Contract. I'm basically at this point trying to salvage points for position. It does not look like we're going to be able to win this lobby. So we're just going to have to get the best position that we possibly can. Okay, so we knocked out Cobalt Wolf. That's +1. And our Medusa can stand on its own now. We could kiss up the Chupacabra, which I think is reasonable here. Not a great hit, but it is pretty decent sized. Which also means that we can pick up the Shoulder Fairies. And then it means that we can protect more things as well. We probably can do something like this, which makes this have more stats as well. Maybe having everything have 30 is better, but then we get to have our Medusa attack first, which I think is nice. Not an amazing position, but it should, in theory, be enough to hopefully salvage some placement. Because we're at 11 life, so we're trying to sort of be stable, so the 45-42 helps with that a bit. As does the Big Nian. Okay, good. So we could EXP, which would put us at 6 next turn, as long as we're alive. Which I think is probably worth it, and we'll see if we can buy another evil thing. Can buy another Nian, I think is fine. Which means we can move these over. And then we'll see what we can find on 6. We're probably in another position where we're going to have to force pumpkins a little bit. Picking up whatever scams that we can. That's not good. Hopefully we can get some good range scam here. So we'll hit this. This dies there, and then we kill that. Hit them down to 2. Good. Especially because now we're on 6, so we have some more opportunity. Knighthood, we can make this an 80-80. I don't necessarily think that that is worth 12 gold, so I'm going to roll. Could double kidnap. We could also just take an Ashwood and a pumpkin and double buff the pumpkin or the Medusa. Let's take this for sure. We can soul attack and protect this now. We'll leave the Medusa exposed. I think we want to keep the Nian for now so that we can kiss it later. So we'll sell this and this. We'll pick up the Ashwood. And then we can sell this. We can either buff this or just the Ashwood. This gives us more attack. This gives this more health. Let's just buff the Ashwood to give it both of these a little bit more attack. And we'll hopefully see if this pumpkin is good enough to help improve our position a bit. Okay, that's good. That'll do. Okay, so that bumps us up a little bit more. We are now angling for top. Oh my god, there's no way that we beat Zell here. Just absolutely no way, right? We could try and Dragon and Boom Hilda here. I think I just have to try and be as assuming that they don't have it as we possibly can and hope that they don't have a Doom Breath. They did. I don't really see without the scam how we're going to win this anyway. And we don't really realistically have to win, we just have to not die yet. Well, that is a disaster. But we don't die, so it's good enough. It's good enough for top 4. Should probably put this into a croc. Last time that we fought them, they had double Medusa in the front, so the pumpkin line should still be pretty good. It's another Doom Breath. I kind of want the Soul Tech back, but now that we have the pumpkin in the croc, we don't necessarily need it to be able to beat the Zell. Again, we kind of have like crappy treasures, but I think we're in an okay spot to, I don't know, try and take less damage than the Horde Dragon, hopefully. It's sort of our position that we're in. Well, that's an actual fucking disaster. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, that's a fucking scam. Holy fuck me. Okay, I guess, like, we got double blasted plus, plus our Croc got Medusa'd, so we're just dead. I don't know, like, what I'm supposed to do with that. Like, holy fuck. I guess we'll take our fourth. I will go ahead and mark that down. That puts us at, what, 12 points? No. We get 6, so we're at 14 points. Which unfortunately means that we're going to have to do reasonably well in 2 more before we're live. Even if we spike one. But I think that's okay. Pretty rough lobby overall, so salvaging a 4th is still pretty good. But yeah, that was pretty spectated on very medium hero selections. We'll probably just take Charon anyway. Yeah, I think we'll take Charon. I'm not excited about it, but overall it is a pretty decent choice in this spot. And I think we'll just grab the Kitty Cut Purse and then let this go by. Though I don't mind the Minotaur. We should look for something a little bit better, I think. Our hero selection, again, has not been exciting. Hopefully we fight the Share Bear sooner rather than later. I don't mind putting stats on this Cut Purse here. Because we can get some econ out of it. We can probably take another one. Or we can take the Sure Shot and put the Magic Research on it. If we do that, we're more likely to win. Potentially. Everybody else tied, so there's no real egg situation. This is probably better if they attack first. But I think I'm going to do this to give us a higher chance of actually winning. Because I don't care if the stats go on either one of these. Okay, so we didn't win, but we did get the stats there. If we shoot, we actually win that most of the time. Or at least tie. So a bit unfortunate of an outcome. I think now we will take the cut person, the Minotaur, and then we'll just sugar and spice the sure shot here. And then we'll try to get a little bit more gold going into the next turn. We're one of the only players that's actually taken damage here. Somebody must have shrunk turn 1, because Skip didn't take any damage. We'll have to see when we fight this Share Bear, otherwise we're just going to lose this lobby pretty hard. So in this spot, we probably Queen of Hearts. Makes us pretty strong here. I don't think I care about the peep. I think I'm just going to roll. There's another Queen of Hearts. We definitely want it. Not really great with our hero power, but it is quite strong here. We could sell our biggest unit, which is our 5-3 sure shot here, I guess. Could also just leave it locked, pick the tree or the magic research. I don't think that really makes a ton of sense. We may as well just do this. And then not lock. Oh, well. I guess they get all their polys. If we shoot the sure shot, we win. Okay, well, we didn't shoot the sure shot, so we lost. They got both of their poly slays because reasons, of course. I definitely think that we shard this. I decided not to take the Cindy here because I'd like to roll for something like this. Should make us a lot more stable. I mean, we're not taking any damage here. I'm going to look for EXP. The way that we're going to play this game is probably just trying to turbo as much as we can to 6. And see if that's good enough. But on the plus side, we're not really taking damage for a while, so that's nice. I mean, it's unlikely for us to take damage. Anyway. Since we have the double Queen of Hearts. We've taken a lot already, though. I don't really know what they've done to allow themselves to be so healthy every lobby, but good on them. So I want this EXP. If I take this, we get weaker. And I can't really do it all. We can take this and maybe skip. So if we skip, we can buy the Spellweaver as well. I don't hate the Dark Contract either, but I don't think we need it for the tempo. Fairy Tale would be the only real consideration here, but I think I'm happier doing this overall. We finally fight Sharebear on 3.2, which is turn 6, which is not ideal, but I think it's okay. We did get 2 extra gold, which is really nice. So we're going to be 3 gold up this combat here. It is quite likely that we're going to win this combat. So we're stable. We're on 4.1. More EXP would still be good. We could pick up the friendly spirits, position them in slot 1, and try to get some scaling on them with the Charon. This is a pair of them, which is pretty nice, and it's a good way of getting out of the evil a little bit. This might not be necessary, though. We're going to need to do something to get out of this, however. I don't think we need to Beauty's Influence here. How much do we need this, I wonder? Like, what if we just had this? Or even this? My position is bad now. The cat should have been up a little further. Turns out it didn't matter. Oh, that's a mess. They tie now. That's really good for us. Forking Rod, Gloves of Thieving, or Moonsong Horn. So they're on 5-0. Gloves of Thieving doesn't seem terrible. Neither does Moonsong Horn or Fork. I think we're going to take Fork. I'm going to go ahead and roll. I think this is our position for this combat. Like, ideally, our friendly spirit does go on one of our back row, but it's fine if it goes on something like the Cut Purse or whatever. And I do think that the Sporko plus the Black Hat is worthwhile. If we get Ball off of this, we'll pick up an Aeon. I may try to pick up one anyway. Sad. Really sad. Okay, that's not awesome. Wow. Just getting scammed all over the place. This is like the definition of big scam. Holy fuck. Okay. I can't fight Skip, apparently. Just like getting absolutely dumpstered by Skips today. Cupid was maybe okay in that spot. I really need this to triple, I think. 8, 9. Copycat is maybe okay here, but I don't think that's the direction that I want to go. Healing potion is good. Another copycat. Another pair of friendly spirits. Another copycat. Damn, dude. Alright, we'll take the Cindy, I guess. I almost wonder if this Spellweaver's a little better now. Like this. God. I suppose that explains why they're so strong. They have like extremely big and highly skilled water wraiths. It's brutal. The Potion Master Cookbook is miserable to face in that spot. I think we have to grab the Aeon. Because these are just not doing it anymore. We need to have a stronger board. This is maybe fine. We may need the Soul Tack. How many dragons have we seen? This is not a good game. Okay, that's better. We got the cookbook, but it may be too late. What if we grab this Medusa? This is 2, 4, 6, 8. What if we did something like this? Another dragon. I don't know if we can beat their back row here. We can't. Fuck. I guess we're gonna have to get a Soul Tack. Just gonna die to the Loki that hasn't taken damage all game. That's not ideal. And the Beauty's probably gonna be pretty stable here as well. This is pretty good though. It's either this or this, but then these are bad. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We can do this. Okay, that is good. They're very strong. But our friendly spirit is pretty big now. Ball? No, unfortunate. I don't love this hero, but I don't really have the ability to switch out of it yet. Yeah, I don't think these are it. I think what I need to do is find another good targeted spell, which we didn't find. Okay, we found one now. And this unit is basically shit anyway. Oh, fuck. God, the apple tree almost just ruined my whole life. Fuck me, right? So dragon from at least one opponent here, so we maybe don't need the soul attack forever. This is reasonably sized now that this is pretty big. Let me look at the size of the things that our opponents have had. Yeah, this is actually fine. Let's double shrivel. I would take this, but it's a little expensive, and it's going to be about the same size as these soon. Do this to give it more attack, but I don't think that's worth it. Okay. Well, we're going to see if Raleigh dies here in 5th, that would be the ideal scenario. Because then we get an entire extra lobby where nobody's live. But I'm going to have to win this, which is not really much of a guarantee. Oh, well, we're just definitely not going to be able to win this. Fuck. So -7. So if Raleigh dies by more than -7, fuck. That sucks. Why were they so big? Holy shit, dude. They died, but I took more damage. Fuck. This is why, again. think you look at the XP, Morgan got 1,000 EXP, Wonderwaddle got a huge EXP spike. It's too bad. That'll put us at 18 points. Which is probably a nightmare scenario for us. I don't think that could have gone worse, honestly. Like, that game was really bad. We needed Raleigh not to have 25 or higher, but it doesn't mean that we're out. We just now need to get first. That's all it is. At the very least, we need to get first at least once this next lobby, because it's going to give us a ton of extra points, and it means that we're not just done next turn. We'll have to see how the finish of this is, because we are down to top 3. It shouldn't take that long, I imagine. It is just the Loki who has been scaling trees since forever. Morgan, who we hadn't seen in a few turns, but most likely is enormous because they've had so much time in EXP. And then the Wonderwaddle, which we just saw, which has, you know, Mega Scam, which to me seems the most likely to win in that spot. I assume that the leaderboard has been updated. It is not. We're not quite there yet. Basically, Raleigh should be at 26. I should be at 18. Witcher 14, and then some other combination of the rest of them. A little bit under me, basically. We'll double check that once it's up fully, so we will be getting started here shortly. We are going to have to make sure that Raleigh doesn't get first, but also get a good placement ourselves to position ourselves to be able to get first and win the whole thing. My plan is to try and just get first, because that sort of accomplishes all of our tasks at the same time, which is nice. So we'll see. I do appreciate everybody for hanging out. Especially with some of the delays in both the coverage, so my chat communication is kind of minimal, and the downtime between rounds. Yeah, we're having a good time, so we certainly could be doing a lot worse than we are. Better, yes, but certainly a lot of room for doing worse. As soon as coverage is ready, we're going to get going here. Okay, looks like we're ready to go, so this is going to be started up here. See what our hero choices are. Ideally, we get something like Piper, Wonderwaddle, something that gives us a little bit more first equity. Well, this ain't it. I was looking for first equity, not last equity here. I don't believe that it's Mahiri. I don't believe that it's Galahad, and I really am not a big fan of Catter, so it's probably more than likely going to be Giant here. Even though Jack's Giant doesn't necessarily have very high first equity. Second and third is pretty likely, which is what we're shooting for. I don't believe that any of these other heroes... Mad Catter is probably the only other one that has decent equity, but it's just not a play style that I like, so we're going to play Jacks. This is a pretty good start for Jack's Giant, honestly. Next turn we can make a Giant Frog. Obviously, we're going to need a lot of help to win on Jack's Giant as far as our hit from our treasures or our shops are going to need to be pretty good. This is a good start for good shops. Unsurprisingly, there's a Piper, there's a Wonder Waddle, Fates, Horde Dragon. What is Raleigh on? Wonder Waddle. Okay, well, that is not ideal, I would say, for the lobby. Hopefully this is one of those games where Wonder Waddle just sort of fizzles out and doesn't find any animals. But I don't love the fact that they need to get a first and they're playing Wonder Waddle here. Hopefully we can encounter them early enough to get some damage on them with Jack's Giant when we're strong. But we'll have to see. Obviously the Frog Prince is very good for us here. So the Frog is good. I think we're supposed to just roll the dice. We'll take a big egg and probably just the tiny. And we'll put the Humpty over here. It's worth it to have the extra 2 health on it, even if it potentially can die. An 8-10 is just very unlikely to get killed. And we'd rather use our hero power than not. Obviously the egg isn't my favorite, but we wanted to get a little bit closer towards the Cindy here, I think. If we can triple some 3s and get Hat Ball, I think we might have a chance of beating a Wonder Waddle, but we'll have to see what they've got. No treasures so far. Didn't hit the Frog, but it doesn't matter because we're very large. We put some damage on Waddle. Waddle has a pretty okay start so far, which is not good for us. A pretty big pickup is like Sleeping Princess. It's a lot of stats. It's kind of expensive, but it is a lot of stats for a single purchase. I don't mind the Good Witch, but I think we can roll. We could potentially pick up the Good Witch, Donkey, and the Shard on the Humpty Dumpty. Trying to think if that makes enough sense for me to bother. Want to run it something like Tiny here. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's good enough. Especially with the extra gold here. I think we do this first. Dragon's Nest is kind of interesting. Doesn't do much for us right now, but it could be good on 4. Let's give us a line to winning with Jack's Giant. Makes me like these a little bit less. This is actually fine. Question is, do we want this EXP? It's kind of a bad turn for buying EXP. Even though I do want the dragons, I don't think this EXP makes sense. I'm going to lock for it, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. Raleigh is still pretty stable. Since I can get a stag, I maybe like it a little more. No, I don't. I still sort of hate it. Shouldn't have locked for this. If I roll, like if I buy this and roll, I can sell 2 and buy a dragon. Okay, so here's a Feasty Boy. And a Nutcracker. Both of those are pretty good. I almost want this in the back, but then we're losing out on a lot of our stats equity from our hero power. Trying to decide if I want this Nutcracker. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It is okay with the falling stars, but I think I'd rather just find more dragons. Could wake up another sleeping princess. It gives us a line on a tier 3. There's a lot of stats. Okay. I think this is what we're doing. I don't necessarily hate the baby dragon attacking in the front row here. Maybe this now. We are still very healthy, and we're going to have to try and leverage this. I don't like that Raleigh is still at 27. Let me look at the EXP chart here. I am the only one up on EXP. And Waddle basically has been stable since turn 5, so the turn after we fought them, they haven't really taken any damage. So we have 2 hits. Unfortunate. We do get another stat there. And we aren't going to win, unfortunately. Wow, that was a disaster of a combat. A bit of a disaster, but we got a slay here, so I guess it's fine. Let's roll. We'll go ahead and triple the Sleeping Princess here and see what we get. So there's Bad Moon and Cloak of the Assassin. Bad Moon is pretty okay with the Feasting Dragon. Cloak of the Assassin is something that encourages both of these. I think we take the Bad Moon. Should probably take the other baby dragon here too, because it's more stats than what we have. Really need this to slay though. Maybe something like this. Okay, good. We take some damage here because of the unfortunate way that our hits went, but we did get a good Brave Princess here. We found Crystal Ball as well. Now we're ideally looking for Aeon. Which I think that we can play towards. Let's roll one more time. We want this Baba. Probably want this Genie's Wish as well. I don't care about this two pair nearly as much. It's actually fine. It's perfect. This has been a fucking disaster. Okay. There's a book. It's a shoulder fairy. Ideally, we find a kiss or a shard for this. Here's an Aeon, which we should take. Should have put the frog in before I bought this. Is Bad Moon better than the Dragon's Nest? No. If they have a Medusa, I'd rather they not scam me here. So I think we'll do this to make our Aeon a little bit bigger, and then we'll have the shoulder fairies in the back. This will turn back into the book after this turn. Scammed ourselves, apparently. Okay, we killed the big donkey. This is large. Not big enough, though. let's buy the Aeon. Put this here. Healing potion. Sporko's interesting. I think I'd rather just buy the other Aeon. How big is this? 2022. Could almost sell this to try and find a spell, but I think this is what we're going to do. And this gives us a chance to get first in this lobby. If we can get a Slay with one of these, I think we have a decent shot. There is even honestly an argument to put the Feasting Dragon still in the front to have one Aeon in the back. Let's maybe do this, since we have the book. Really? Oh my god, dude. Are we just gonna get killed here? We at least got a Slay. Not really sure why my deck of many things, or why deck of many things is trying to scam us there, but what are you gonna do? Let's roll a little bit. I don't necessarily need this. I'd like some spells. So, spell. Let's shard this thing. It's pretty good. Spell, spell, spell. Let's eat this. Let's make one of these good. We'll probably reposition these a little bit. Okay, let's roll. Could have bought the chicken there. We can shard this now. We don't actually need the book necessarily. This is not great. Raleigh died to Waddle, so that's good for us. And we are still at 16, which is not an incredible amount, but we did buff our board quite a bit this turn. So another pumpkin. We're about to die here. If we kill this Pumpa, it's nice that we didn't. At least one of our Waddles got a Slay here. So this, we can triple this thing. We should do it after we do this. So they buff themselves a little bit more. Let's hit back here. We don't really need Dragon's Nest anymore. Could Monkey's Paw. We could just buff this with the Ugly Helm. Let's just take Monkey's Paw for right now. Let's buff this more, I think. Could have dreamed, actually. That might have been fine. It actually might have been better to dream out of giant. Nah, we definitely should have. That was a bit of an error. We'll have to see how this fight goes. He might just die here. It's a big piggo. We won. Okay. We could pick up a pretty large Cupid. I'm just gonna roll. We should put stats on something else now. That's a little expensive. This should be good. It's a big Tweedle. We could take an Echo. If we buy Echo and put the Echo in the back, I can even just put this in the front. Midas. Mordred would summon a big chicken, I guess. Sort of fucks up our attack order a little bit, but may as well take something. This guarantees a treasure, but it's a little expensive to lock here. Dude, these Pigomorphs are actually ruining my life today. I guess we die. We tie. Okay. We fight against the Wonder Waddle, who the last time that we fought them, they had a really big Cupid. I mean, there is a world where we Jorm here even. It's not my favorite line, but we can't always slay against that opponent, though. I think I roll. Let's make this good to make it bigger. Can triple our chicken. I just don't even care about that. Here's a good boy. Good, good, good. We probably need this good boy. That was a fucking disaster. Fuck me. I couldn't figure out how to do it without selling out of something that I needed. Ugh, that was a mess. Oh no. That was so bad. Take the good boy. I don't think we grabbed the Robin, though it is nice with the Echo Wood. They have first attack, which is pretty bad for us. We need this to go up to something else, or we're just going to lose to this pumpkin. Another good boy. No, we need spells. I mean, this is our board. Like, we positioned ourselves in such a way that we can actually get top 4, but we definitely should have another 2 units in our hand. Even if we didn't buy the good boy last turn, we should have had them in our hand so that we can have more gold this turn. Because, like, this unit is not very good. We maybe should just put this in. Maybe the monkey's paw is too good. I don't know. Damn. We're just going to lose to this for sure. Need to hit this Medusa. Oh my god, dude. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. What a mess. Holy shit. Okay, we can shard this because it's useless. Croc is really expensive, but it is a free spell, so we'll take it. Let's buff our good boy. Let's tick this up. We need a soul tack. I'm actually fine with this hero. Okay, we really need to attack first. No Pigos. Okay, spells are good. We didn't get our Slay, which is not ideal. No Pigo again. God damn, dude. These combats are so bad for us. Like, I don't know how to have a better combat there. We have to attack first. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But we have our 25 points, so, I mean, it's fine. I just would have liked to have had a better placement there. Who is left? I'll have to look in a minute. Looks like it's probably Yeek, which can also be live, or is live. I don't know what else I could have done here. It's possible I needed to pick up that other Waddle to make us a lot bigger, because we just didn't have quite enough stats. If we had a little bit bigger ranged, we might have been fine. Like, if they don't kill our Ogre Princess for free, we might have been okay. Like, if the good boy killed... like, if we look at our opponent's board... Because that was Piper, right? So if we look at our opponent's board, right, versus ours, this unit could have been killed by our good boy, so could this one. Like, either one of these would have traded with our good boy. And then we could have killed this with just our Aeon. Instead, what happened is we, like, attacked into these and they got to trade up pretty aggressively. Like, the Ogre Princess got to trade up and the rest of it did as well. Which is not great for us, obviously, but it is what our hero selection. Well, these are not really it. Wow. I don't know. These are not exactly what I was hoping to see here. I mean, if we're looking to win, I think it's probably this, or maybe Sadrak, but I mean, it could also be Pan's Shadow, but I'm just, like, not comfortable playing Pan's Shadow right now. So I think I'm going to take APOC and just... see if we can make it work. I'm going to make lines that ideally save us HP. Nice. I locked for this because we can potentially Genie's Wish. The roll is fine. It doesn't really change much. If we Shrink Ray here, we could pick up Black Cat and 2 others if we sell the Humpty Dumpty. I don't think we Shrink Ray. Yeah, I don't really think I Shrink Ray in this spot. Oh my god, this is a fucking disaster. I mean, we don't take damage here, but we do lose our egg. Well, that's not good. Now we have to try to hit. And we didn't. That's really bad. Oh no. Okay, well, we're going to take a lot of damage here because of that broken egg. That is actually truly a disaster. What the fuck is this? Hello? Okay, they just have like 30 units. That's not great. We buy Brave Princess for sure. Do we buy this Wicked Witch? It's quite a bit better than the Sure Shot. This is terrible. Yikes. I mean, at least we were able to flip the frog, so that helps, but holy shit, this is a bad start to this game. Every opponent that we fought so far has fought this fucking Share Bear, and we have not. What am I supposed to do? Just take damage, I guess. Holy shit. God, what a mess. This might cost us an awful lot. Like, almost an absurd amount in this spot. So, like, if we get 8th and Raleigh or Yekbeka finishes it, we could get bot. And that would be so bad. Holy shit, these are going to absolutely destroy us here. Okay, we didn't take damage here, so that's good. We are fighting Share Bear now, which is good for us. I mean, not amazing, but it is important to fight the Share Bear at some point. We could even Mix-a-Wizzle this frog. Taking either the Mim or the Cut Purse. I think it's just the Mim here. It's actually really good for us, because now we can just fill out our board with some evils, and we can use this to try and buy EXP. That may have just saved this a little bit. Because this is insane when we have it this early, and we can just pick up... we can just pick up more evil stuff to just tide us over until tier 6. Like, this is a very strong unit to have this early. And that was actually a pretty good hit for us. Though this can't trade, this will trade with that. We need to hit the ranged. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we could take Arthur. It's going to scale the Queen of Hearts. I don't think I want to do that. Water Wraith is a little late for me. I'm going to roll. Medusa seems fine here. Black Cat also seems fine. Let's try to Spinning Gold. I don't love this. But we do need these to have some stats. Ideally, we want this Brave Princess to get the Slay, but maybe this is just like a less awkward position anyway. Because then it gives us a higher chance of winning with the Spinning Gold, and health is more important than the Brave Princess for right now. I think that that's probably true. We are a little soft to a Lightning Dragon. Okay, that trade's there. Need to hit the ranged. Okay. We'll take that. I will Mim here. Puzzle Box is really interesting as well. Okay, so this is out. I think we're going to position something like this for a turn. And we're going to try and get this Brave Princess to slay. And then we're going to aggressively look for EXP with the Puzzle Rune as opposed to the Merlin's Hat. So this is nice because it gives us a ranged back row with our Queen of Hearts as opposed to a melee one. Obviously the Black Cat is a little bit weaker here, but a 12 attacker is more likely to get a slay. And if it doesn't, hopefully the Siren attacks, dies, and slays, so we summon two things. In theory, that'll allow us to keep a bit healthier as well. We can slay over here. Nice. Ah, that's disaster. Holy shit, this is so bad. What the fuck? Why are they so big? Because of just both of these together. We did get another treasure though, so that's nice. I think we have to sting. Let's roll. Cat's Call gives us a lot more first equity here, potentially. I would buy a big pig, I think. Or something similar. Maybe just a mummy is fine. It's unlikely that we're going to be able to get ball with this, but We could easily be Good Boy or something. The +2 EXP there is obviously pretty nice. And if we find one more EXP, we're just in next turn, so... We'll have to see if we get the Slay on the Siren. We did not. They have Ball Fork. Jesus, we still haven't slain. Almost killed Wonderwaddle. It's good for us. EXP would be the best hit here for sure. Just seemed really unlikely that we're going to hit XP in this spot, so... You want to give stats to the Baba for a shooter, or do we want to put some stats on the Siren to try and steal? Let's put some on the Siren to try and steal. Let's see if we can set up a little bit of a better board for stuff to buy. Okay, well, we didn't find EXP again. Basically all game, which sucks, but... if we can win this combat with a good Medusa scam into a Siren scam, then we have a decent shot of... No, that ain't it. A lot of people with Feasting Dragons here. These ranged are killer. Fuck me, dude. They're just me, but better. Well, we made it to 6, and we can dream out and then see where that leaves us. How about Morgan Le Fay? Feather is nice because it resummons this, but I think Wand gives us the highest chance of actually winning. Sting is nice, though. I think we're going to do it like this. There's some bad shops. Well, that's super fucking bad for us, too. Oh no. Fuck me, dude. Okay, so we're gonna use this Evil Twin on one of these. I don't think it's on the Herc. If we want to play good boy, we would hit the good boy. But currently we're more into pumpkin than we are good boys, right? Like by quite a bit, in fact. Which means that I kind of want to hit the green knight. So there's owl, spear, or singing sword. Singing sword can be very strong with pumpkin. So can spear. Ivory owl is kind of medium. I think I'm going to take singing sword over the cookbook here. And then I'm going to roll. So we have a robin here. I'm going to actually take that instead of the Boomhilda, because it's going to have more attack and the good boy buffs it for now. Though the Boomhilda is good with the pumpkin. I think this is better for right now. It's really good for us. That is okay. We can hit this Medusa. No. Okay, that's one Medusa hit. Not exactly a murder pumpkin per se, but we do a bit of damage to them. Okay, we're definitely not arc. Could easily be spear here. Owl would be better if we end up switching to trees, probably. Which we may end up doing yet. The apple tree is also pretty good. But I think I'm going to roll and see if I can find a good spell or a pumpkin. So let's buff here to start to see what this gives us. So that's rune stones. Wow. Are we big enough to beat this? Might be. We need to kill them now. That'll do. I think I should use the Burning Palm here. On, like, the dragon. Now we have 2 pairs to get a tier 7. Should definitely cast a spell for sure. This Herc would be nice to shard, but I just don't think we're going to be in that position. If we get Round Table, the Robin is probably better than the Pumpkins. So I think maybe it's just Herc and Boomhilda here. Everybody is pumpkin in this lobby, so that's kind of scary. Those are some really bad pumpkins. I mean, I think it's going to be enough, but those are pretty bad pumpkas. Poompa. Okay. Hundred Sword is very strong, but we don't necessarily need it. Fairy Queen's Wand gives us plus 7/7 to our whole board. Knowing what they have, I think it's Fairy Queen's Wand. I think we steal their croc. I'll have to see what's in their pumpkin. Nothing too scammy. The book can be really scary. Now the question is, does what's inside the croc actually resummon the crocs? I'm pretty sure that it does, but I don't remember for sure. I suppose we may find out here very quickly. Let's see what happens. I should probably put the croc in the back because they have the Cupid. Guess we'll find out if what's in the croc is actually these pumpkins, huh? It is. You know, I bet that'll do. I bet that'll do just fucking fine. Holy shit, we did it. Wow. Wow. Holy shit, we did it. I should give away... I should give some away. That seems amazing. I'm going to give it away right now, in fact. Cloudbot, add a giveaway, custom... Whatever, we'll just edit one of these other ones. This is... Pants bundle. Yeah, boom. Pants bundle, and then we'll make it be exclamation winner. Okay, I'm going to start a giveaway. Wait, that's not the right giveaway. Hang on. Cloudbot, you're ruining my life here. I guess I should actually say what it's for, huh? What have I done? How do I do this? Oh, code for Peter Pan bundle. Okay, there. Is that better? Let's try this again. Start. There we go. Yeah, so... Okay, cool. That's insane. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm so excited, and everybody's here, and all the support has allowed me to get to this point. Because without it, like, I couldn't really be a full-time sub. I couldn't be, or a streamer rather. You know, like, streaming doesn't necessarily pay all the bills. I do other stuff too, but, you know, I like producing really good content, and I like, you know, being a part of this game because I see this enormous potential that this game has to be just like one of the best in this genre by such a degree that I want to be part of it right now, you know, and I want to be that person. And I thought that I was a good player, and sometimes I've had the ups and downs, and, you know, then you doubt yourself a little bit, and that's not where I want to be. You know, I don't want to doubt myself because I believe in my ability to be good, and that's why I'm so hard on myself. And being able to get 200 dusts out of this is really, that is the most important piece, because dust is the only thing that matters. So, wow. We did it. We won. We won the whole thing. That makes us gold for this year and next year. That guarantees us an invite to the next championship, which is, we're going to try to qualify for naturally anyway, but it does guarantee the invite. Yeah, this is awesome. And I did it by playing my way. I tried to force Hatball when it was an option. It really wasn't here, but it was day one. And what a sick run. What a comeback from the last champs where I got ninth. I love it. So I'm going to run the entry for a little bit, and we'll get as many people in here as we can, and then when this game is over, I will do the drawing, and then I'm gonna go take a break. I probably will stream later once I've calmed down a little bit, but we'll definitely be doing that, and I'll definitely be streaming later, doing some more giveaways, and wow, I'm just, yeah, that's amazing. I love it. I'm like out of words for this, because I wasn't expecting this as an outcome, You can go into this and imagine playing your best, but you can be super far ahead in points and just like never close the lobby. But this finish of having just like the double upgraded pumpkin with from the kidnap is just really seals the deal for me. It's so good. Wow. I don't know. Sort of weird watching my own game a little bit, and not every choice was necessarily the best one here, but I do think that we played risky in certain spots to intentionally try to set up for the best result possible, and I think it paid off. So the tournament was run very well. I have been impressed with the improvements that they've been making, tournament over tournament, because it really shows a dedication to the tournament scene as well. And I mean, not everybody cares about the tournament scene, of course, but I do think that it is important to me, not necessarily to be the best. Obviously, we had a very good result here, but that may not continue forever. But it is nice to have a strong tournament scene because it is something that drives, hardcore players like myself to have something to shoot for. You can only grind the ladder for so long. But I think this produces good content on top of that as well, which is something that I try to strive for. Even though I do think that something like SPB 99 is what I would rather be playing a majority of the time because it's fun, and it's a way to play the game the way that I want, which is, forcing Hatball, forcing sort of those mages and playing the game the way that I want. So it really has a lot for everyone, and I think once they get all the graphics kind of glued together and have all the art a little bit more cohesive, get rid of all the Unity assets, like the singing sword is a generic Unity asset. You can see, because it looks, you can kind of compare the clarity of the Wand of Weirding to the singing sword, and this is just a sort of pixeled, not very well developed art, because it isn't. They didn't make this. This is from a bundle that you can get through Unity. So this is temporary. Whereas the Wand of Weirding they've released more recently, recently relative to, whatever, right? But recently enough that it looks nice, and I think all of the new art that they've sort of been spoiling looks really nice. And once the whole game looks like that, even if you're happy with some of the current pictures and art, I think it's going to make the whole game a lot more polished, and it's going to bring a lot more people in once we actually get a full release. So, yeah, this was great, and I had just such a blast this weekend. I love doing well at something that I put in a lot of practice for, and I think this patch, more than most, I probably played more. Like, I've streamed more this month than I have in a lot of months. Now that I'm in the new house, and I've been enjoying this patch, and I've been enjoying the SBB 99, it's allowed me to do that a lot more. So, again, I love all the support. I love streaming, and I love being a part of this community, and I really want to I look forward to where this game is going to go and where it's going to end up, because I think it's going to continue to be like really awesome and really amazing. So I'm it's crazy to me. Like, I didn't expect this as a result overall. I mean, I would have been very happy with second, but, like, the payoff is just so good that, gold plus the $2,000, plus we're getting the ticket to the Bahamas, and I just get to keep being a part of this game for even longer. So, everybody that supported me and that wanted me to be, in this position to be able to try and win, you're all my favorite people, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. So, obviously our finish was also super exciting because we steal the croc with the double pumpkin, so it's super fun to watch. I'm going to go back and rewatch it on the coverage. But as soon as the drawing is done, which will be pretty quickly here, I'm probably going to end the stream, and then I will probably be back later tonight once we go get some food and celebrate a bit. So, but yeah, that's awesome. Really cool. Just gonna rewatch myself here. I'm gonna drag over the final board, and then this is our final board here, for the last fight, and it's a bit of a doozy, right? So there are just so many pumpkins, and I really do think that the Fairy Queen's Wand choice was probably what I should have been doing. And the reason that I think Fairy Queen's Wand is correct is, if we look at their treasures that the Potion Master had, they had like the +5/+5. So the +7/+7 goes over the top of that, plus the Singing Sword means that we are very favored to like win in the pumpkin mirrors regardless of everything else. Like the two treasures that they have just are not able to compete with this at all. It's just not enough stats, because we have so many pumpkins that if any of these summon more than a couple of things, boom, it's over. It's just going to be over. So this was such a blast to play in, and the rally from being at 10 points after round 3 all the way to winning the whole thing is just such a fun story too. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing real quick here.